America. We're at home. I'm going to show you my project I've been working on here the last several months, and I'm going to make a camper van. It's like a Class B motorhome, but much more basic, home built. You look at Class B's, and if it's halfway new, they're extremely expensive. Brand new ones are $150,000 easy, you know, so they go up to $200,000. And it's just a van. That's what I just can't quite grasp how much they put into that, you know. So they cost more than a Class A motorhome in some cases. So anyway, I decided I was going to build my own. I've looked around at all the different dealers and everything, different Class A, Class B, Class C motorhomes, and I don't like how any of them are built. They're just very shoddily built. You know, slap them together just to get them out the door so they can sell the things, and they fall apart. The roof's leaked, and I'm not happy with them. I'm just not. I wouldn't be satisfied with one of those. So what I decided to do, I didn't need a big Class A. I didn't need a Class C is actually too big. I wanted something small, something very maneuverable, like a car. I can park anywhere. I can go to any town, just park in a parking spot and not be harassed. You have a Class A motorhome, you got to go to a RV park. You got a Class C, and you park down at Walmart. Half the time they run you off, you know. So I wanted something I could just park in just about anywhere and be kind of unnoticeable. You've heard of stealth vans or stealth camping. I'm not going so far to say it's stealth camping, because you can look at it and see that it's an RV of some type, but I've got solar panels on the roof and such. So, but on the outside, it's going to be a nice, clean look, you know, not a shoddy looking van. It's going to be fairly nice looking from the outside looking at it. So, but anyway, I decided I didn't like the way the factory ones were built, so I thought I'd just build my own. So I bought this van. It's a 2015 Ford Transit van. It's the new Ford vans that they've come out with. They're a European style van. And it's a T350. It's a 1-ton. Real stiff suspension and strong suspension. Can handle all kinds of weight. It's the longest version and the tallest version. It's the biggest one they make. Okay. And when I bought it, it was a passenger van. It had 15 seats in here. Okay. And I ripped all those out, took the floor out, took the walls, the ceiling, everything, gutted the whole thing, and made it look, on the inside, it looks like a cargo van, except it has windows, okay? Now, I didn't want windows everywhere. It's got windows everywhere, on the back doors, on the side, all the way around, it's got windows. So on the outside, it looks like a passenger van. But what I've done is I put insulation on this wall here, or on this window here, both these windows, and I'm going to put insulation, or this same kind of board right here too, I think, okay? Either there or there, one of the two. I haven't decided on that yet. I wanted to have some light, and see, one of the things I noticed, I went camping in my cargo van, my cargo trailer, about 1.5 years ago, and what I noticed about it was there's no windows, and you don't know what's going on. What was that? And you can't just look out the window and see, because there's no windows to look out of. So I knew I wanted windows. Even in my semi, when the seat or the bed is folded up against the wall, that window on the driver's side is useless because the bed's in the way. Okay. So if I'm sitting there watching TV and I hear something outside, some car pull up or drive by or something, I can't look out the window. So I knew I wanted windows on all 4 sides, back, front, everywhere, but not every window. So I've taped I've blocked these up. So I've still got a window here that's going to stay open. Got the front windows, of course. The back windows are going to stay open, and one of these sides, this one's going to stay open on the door. Okay. This window here is going to be stayed open. I'm thinking I'm going to block this one off, because this is where the kitchenette's going to go. This is where the cooking surface and all that. And I think I'm going to want some kind of backboard and place to put shelves for spice rack and that kind of stuff. Okay. So I'm thinking it's this window here. Okay. Now, if this window on the passenger side here has a vent window, so you can pop this open and let window. So I don't think I'm going to close this one off. I'm going to leave that one the way it is. Okay. Now it had the same thing on this on the driver's side, but the latch and everything was broken. So I decided not to use it. I siliconed it up so it wouldn't leak. You know, when I first bought this on the way home, it rained a little bit and I got water in here, so that was leaking. So I sealed that up and figured if it's sealed up, you can't open it anyway, and that's where I'm going to put my the headboard. Now here's the bed, of course, right across here, and we'll get you a different angle here in a second. So, but anyway, the basic layout is going to be the bed across the back. Now I'm 6 foot tall, 6'1", and when I lay in this bed, it's a 75-inch mattress. And I've got 76 inches, so from head to toe. So with that, I think I'll be all right. If anything, I'll sleep a little bit cockeyed on the mattress a little bit. So anyway, with all that, all right. So the bed's going to go back here. There's going to be storage underneath the bed, and there's going to be a partition in the middle here. So there's half storage from the back, the trunk area back there, and half from the inside. Okay. There's going to be cabinetry right here, shelving or whatever, and drawers and all that. And here's my refrigerator. Now this refrigerator's sitting on the floor right now. I'm going to raise it up. There's going to be a platform, and that refrigerator's going to be about this high. So it'll be about right in here. Stick it kind of recessed into this wall here, away from this bump. And it should fit in there just about right. From here to there, it should fit in there okay, and kind of push it back into that wall, into this recess a little bit. But anyway, I want the refrigerator up a little bit, because you're down here trying to get stuff out, it's a pain. You know, I want it up here where I can get two things. Then right here in this area is going to be a dinette, but it'll just be a one-seat dinette. I'll put a table here and a seat here, so I can sit backwards. So I can sit backwards about right here with a little table, so I can use a computer or whatever. And then right up here, there's going to be a wall right here that'll come out to about the same width as the refrigerator. And I'll put my TV right here, so I'll sit right here and watch just a small TV. Okay. All right. So bed, cabinetry, refrigerator, drawers underneath, table, bench, seat that I can sit in. Underneath the bench is going to be the batteries. Okay. So the house batteries for the solar, I've got 900 watts of solar on the roof, and I've got 4 batteries, 100 amp hours each. I'm going to buy 4 more. So I'm going to have 800 amp hours of battery. So I'm going to be able to pretty much everything on electricity. During the day I can cook on an induction stove. I'm not going to put propane in here. I might have a propane as a backup, just a small camp stove or something as a backup, or for camping out, you know, cooking outside if I want to. But for in here, there's going to be a countertop right here. There'll probably be a sink about right here. Yeah, I haven't decided that yet. Sink here and cooktop here, or vice versa. I don't know. But the cooktop is not going to be built in. I'm just going to set it on the top. It's going to be one of those induction cooktops. So, and apparently they are very energy efficient. So that's why I'm going to go with that one. So what I've done so far is insulate the roof. I've got this polyiso insulation. Okay, this is 1 inch thick. Okay, I've got 1/2 inch thick also. And in between these ribs, there's ribs here on the roof ribs, I can put 1.5 inches of polyiso. I put a 1/2 inch down, glued it to the roof, and then put the 1 inch on it too. So I've got 1.5 inch of poly, and then wherever there was cracks, I've come along with the crack sealer foam. Anyway, great stuff. You can buy down at Home Depot. And I squirt that into cracks and everything. Well, of course, it squeezes out a little bit, so I've been coming along here and shaving that off like this, okay? So, and then I've got all these, when I get done, I've got all these little pieces, these little nodules that are broke off and everything, like this here. All these little nodules and everything that were sitting right here, I break them off or cut them off smooth. What am I going to do with them? Well, just reuse them. So whenever there was a gap, there was going to take a lot of foam. Instead of taking this is 3M tape, but anyway, the crack sealer foam, instead of squirting that in there and using the whole can of it, there's a gap like right here. There we go. Like right here, or wherever these gaps are, I would just take this and I'd stuff that up in there, okay? And then fill that gap up with the marbles, so to say. And then when I squirt the foam in there, it doesn't take quite as much new foam. So I'm not wasting any of this foam. Well, then the cans, whenever they get down to almost nothing, there's no pressure in them, I can stand out there on my table. It's like a kitchen countertop table. And I hold the can upside down and squirt it and just let all the foam that's left in there squish out. And I get things like this, okay? So I'm not wasting any foam. So, get every last ounce of foam out of there, throw the can away. Now tomorrow, this is all dried up. So now I can break it into pieces and stick it in all these little cubby holes. Saves my next can. I don't have to use near as much foam. So, that's just me not wanting to waste stuff. I hate wasting stuff. I don't mind using stuff, I just don't want to purposely waste it. So, anyway, let's see, where are we at then? So I guess that's kind of the basic layout, and where your camera is, where you're standing right now, that's going to be the trunk, okay? So, let me pull you around here. Oh, you can't see me. The backlighting's no good, so, oh well. You know what I look like. You want to look at the van. So what we got here is this back. I put my Max Air fan back here in the very back, because right here, here, and here are 3 big solar panels. And the only place left was back in the very back here to put my my vent. Well, I'm going to be laying back here, so that's where I want the vent to be. So if it's hot or whatever, I can suck air in or suck air out, whatever needs to be done. So with all that, I can ventilate the air and keep the place cool. I'm not going to have any kind of air conditioner on it, just the air conditioner in the van itself, in the dash. And because it was a passenger van, it had air conditioning in the back. So I'm driving down the road, I can keep the whole thing nice and cool. Unless I'm stuck somewhere and it's fairly hot, I can start the engine and cool the whole thing down for half hour. Get it nice and cool in here, shut the engine off, and I'll be good for the rest of the night. That's what I do in my semi. I get it nice, in the summer, I get it nice and cold driving down the highway with the air conditioner, and when I shut everything down, I put all my curtains up and everything and keep the cool air in. It's like insulated, you know, it's almost like a thermos that sleeper is on my semi. Trying to build this thing the same way with all this insulation in here. So, like I said, okay, there's 1.5 inch poly ISO in here, and then inside the ribs I filled all the little holes and cracks with the squirt foam, the great stuff. Filled that all up. So I've got 1.5 inches of foam everywhere, plus the wood, that's another 1/4 inch, so that's insulating value of some sort. Not a lot, but some. It all adds up. Another thing is, on the roof, I've got the solar panels, so they're that high off the ground, off the roof. The van is basically in the shade all the time. So I won't have the heat beating down on the roof. It'll be beating down on the solar panels, but then there's an air gap. So that will be like parking under a tree all the time, no matter where you're at. So anyway, I didn't really want to build this quite so thick of foam, but there's nothing else to do with it. There's these cubby holes that are built into this, and I was trying to figure out ways to save that space. Just put 1 inch or 2 of foam in there and save 2 or 3 inches of space. And it turned out to be more of a headache than it was worth. I wasn't really going to save that much space. It's not going to look good, or you know, it just wasn't working the way I'd hoped it would work. So I just went ahead and filled it all in. So there's about 4 inches of foam right here, and it's called the thickness of this right here. It's the thickness of this right here, which is 4.5 inches. So this is extremely well insulated right here. So, but oh well. And then this has only got 1 inch of foam here, but I can put curtains and other things in here. Movable insulation. Make curtains out of what do they call it? Oh, I can't think of. I'm going blank. But anyway, it's a little the bubble wrap with the aluminum foil on it. So anyway, I can make curtains for this to insulate this even better. And of course, over the bare windows, I'll make fit-in curtains that will fit there. But when I don't need it, when it's not hot, when it's not cold, I can take those down and store them somewhere. Probably under the bed somewhere. So, that's where I'm at so far with it. I've got solar panel on the roof. I've got insulation in the ceiling and up down to here so far. And what I've been working on now is the lower parts down here. And let's see if we can get in here. Yeah, that turned upside down. Don't want to do that. Okay, see these cubby holes? Okay, these are the same. We're up on top. These are the same cubby holes, and I'm going to put more of this insulation. I got to cut pieces to fit and put those in there and insulate all these here. Now, I've thought about going down and buying some denim insulation. Would be a whole lot easier to stick in there, I think. So I don't know. I'm still debating whether to do that. They don't stock it down at the stores. You have to order it, and it takes a couple weeks. It won't be in until December 20th or something like that. So I think I'm just going to go ahead, and since I've already got a lot of this already bought, there's 3 or 4 more sheets in the room, in the other room over there. So I think I'm just going to keep using this. As you can see, it gets pretty messy. Glue gets on your fingers. So that was the last I'm going to do of the foam, the pink foam and everything. What I did is I went for these back sections here. Around that speaker, around all this wiring and stuff. I don't want to put permanent foam in there. So what I did is I went down and got some regular fiberglass house insulation for like 2x4 walls, and I'm going to stick that down in these other crevices so it's not so permanent. I can always take it out and move it around. I knew I wasn't going to do anything with the upper part up here, so I glued that all in. But this down here, I don't think I want to permanently seal that all up. I think I'm just going to cut some of this up and there, bat it back in there, and we'll just go with that for the back section here. Alright, got the insulation in. We just cut little pieces and stuck it in there, kind of fluffed it up, kind of build up air volume. When I took this van apart, it had seats and carpet and all the paneling on the inside and everything, all the plastic, overhead. And I took it all apart, and what was left was, well, there was this here. This is the wheel well cover. It's just a piece of plastic. It's got some insulation on the inside. I'll leave that on there. And it had these covers right here. They go right over this, like this. So I'm going to put them back on, and that will kind of seal that all up. There's another panel that goes over here, there's another panel there, and I've already got this one panel on already. So, anyway, they just go on these little clips. Where are we at? A little clip like this. It's just like a little plastic rivet. And we're going to stick it right in there. That's it. And just do this a whole bunch of times. I don't want to touch this foam here. It's not dry yet. It'll goo all over everything if I touch it. So wait till it dries and it'll break right off. Anyway, we just put these in there. And get back with it. Oh, I also took another couple cans of great stuff and squirted it in here. There's a cavity in here that I can't get to. There's a piece of metal in here, just right about right in here, that goes across. There's this little kind of triangle shape cavity in there, but like kind of like that. And there's just no way you can get any insulation in there, so I just squirted it with foam. And I still got cavities in here. I'll put it in there, let it expand a little bit, and then squirt some more in a little bit. So, and we're just about done with insulation then. The only other insulation I think we can do is above this headliner here. I'm going to leave that, it's stock headliner. I'm going to leave that. And this wood, this is cedar planking. And it's completely raw, no varnish, nothing. It's plain raw wood. And I'm thinking I might leave it like that for the aroma. It smells good. So, well, I don't know. I might put some kind of varnish on it. I don't know. But from here back will all be custom woodworked and all that kind of stuff. From here forward, I'm going to try to leave as stock as possible. So when I put a curtain up in here, somebody looks in the front window, they don't know that there's anything going on back behind. They think it's just an empty van. Oh, here's another look at the solar panels up here. And if you'll see, right there is the, where are we at here? There we go. Right there is a bore, I don't know what they call it. It's some kind of a track. It's for installing, electrical conduit. And I realized there's mounting bolts on the roof, and I'll get to that in its own video. But I realized I could mount that right there, and then I've got two rails, and then I just put the solar panels right on those rails and bolt them down. And it gets it off the roof, so they're not right on the roof. You want a little bit of air gap underneath your solar panels, because the solar panels are black, and they really absorb a lot of heat, along with the electricity and everything to make electricity. But they're black, they soak up a lot of heat, they're really hot. And you want air to flow underneath there so it cools them off. Otherwise, when they get too hot, they don't work very efficiently, is what I've understood. So you want an air gap underneath there. Well, there it is. There's my little, about 2-inch air gap, 3-inch air gap. So we'll get to talking about that solar later on when I'm installing the rest of the charge controller and the batteries and all that. That'll be more of a video all by itself. So I think it's time to get to work. I'm going to turn the camera off and I'm going to go do some stuff.